Around the World with Peppa. It is almost summer break. Peppa is outside with her friends.
What are you doing this summer?
Asked Wendy Wolf.
I am going to the park,
says Peppa. Peppa is excited. She is going to spend the summer jumping in lots of muddy puddles.
Hooray! I'm going to the jungle,
said Pedro Pony.
Wow! We are going to the desert,
said Emily and Edmund Elephant.
I'm going to the mountains,
said Danny Dog.
I'm going to the South Pole,
said Susie Sheep. The next day, Peppa and her family are driving to the park. The car goes chugga 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 bang clang bong. Oh dear, says Daddy Pig. The car broke down. Mammy Pig calls for help.
Look,
says Peppa.
Here comes Miss Rabbit.
Hooray! Miss Rabbit says it will take all day to fix the car.
Do not worry, she says. You can borrow my airplane.
Everyone climbs into the airplane. Mummy Pig wants to drive. Are we supposed to be upside down? Asked Daddy Pig. Our next stop is the park, says Mummy Pig.
To jump in muddy puddles,
cheers Peppa. Daddy Pig opens his map. I see some trees, he says. This must be the park.
Where are the swings and slides?
asked Peppa. This looks like a jungle, says Mummy Pig. Peppa's friend Pedro is in the jungle. Mummy Pig lands the plane on the ground. They find Pedro.
This jungle is fun,
says Pedro.
There are parrots and monkeys. Can we visit my other friends too?
asked Peppa. Of course, says Mummy Pig. It is Daddy Pig's turn to fly the airplane. Where next? he asks.
Danny Dog is in the mountains,
says Peppa. Danny Dog is climbing a big mountain with Captain Dog. Daddy Pig lands the airplane on the mountain.
Hello, Danny,
shouts Peppa.
This mountain is very high.
Peppa and her family fly away again. Soon, Daddy Pig sees spots of yellow sand.
Wow!
It must be the desert, he says. Mummy Pig lands the airplane on the sand. It is not easy. They find Emily and Edmund Elephant.
We saw a lizard,
says Edmund.
It must be shy because it ran away.
Then the lizard jumps on a rock. There it is, Daddy Pig shouts. He scares the lizard away again.
Oh no!
Dr. Elephant sighs. Do you have other people to visit? he asks. Next, they fly to the South Pole. There are lots of penguins and Susie is there.
Hooray! Peppa,
says Susie. Peppa and Susie are best friends. They are very happy to see each other again. Peppa has fun with Susie and the penguins, but Peppa still has to go to the park. Peppa and her family get in the plane. They fly back around the world to get home.
Hello, Miss Rabbit,
says Peppa.
We flew all the way around the world. Wonderful, your car is working again, says Miss Rabbit.
Peppa and George climb inside.
Flying around the world was nice, says Peppa, but something was missing. A muddy puddle.
The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.
Peppa Pig. Daddy Pig can. Daddy Pig can swing a bat. Daddy Pig can wear a hat. Daddy Pig can drive a van.
Wow!
Daddy Pig can use a pan. Daddy Pig can cut the grass. Daddy Pig can run so fast. Daddy Pig can set up camp.
Wow!
Daddy Pig can dance, dance, dance. Daddy Pig can form a band. Daddy Pig can play in sand. Daddy Pig can read a map. Daddy Pig can take a nap. Daddy Pig can take out trash. Daddy Pig can make a splash. Let's clap, clap, clap for Daddy Pig. The end. Peppa Pig Bicycle Race. It is a lovely sunny day. Peppa and George are going out for a ride. Peppa rings her bell. Ding ding.
Come on, George,
She says.
follow me.
Peppa is riding her bicycle. George is riding his tricycle.
Hurry up, George,
Calls Peppa.
you're going so slowly.
Says George. Peppa sees her friends Danny Dog, Susie Sheep and Rebecca Rabbit. They are riding their bicycles too. Danny points down the hill.
Let's have a race to the bottom,
He says. Danny, Susie and Rebecca ride very fast. Peppa rides quite fast. George does not ride very fast at all.
George is riding a baby bike.
Snorts Peppa.
So are you,
Says Danny.
You've still got stabilizers.
Peppa looks down at her bike. It is the only one with stabilizers on it.
Let's ride up the hill again.
Says Danny.
No,
Says Peppa.
I think I'll stay here.
Peppa asks Daddy Pig to take her stabilizers off. Do you think you can ride without them? He says.
I can do it.
Peppa nods.
I can.
She gets on her bicycle and starts pedaling. Uh-oh, Peppa falls onto the grass. Riding without stabilizers is hard. George giggles.
It is not funny.
Peppa frowns. Daddy Pig helps Peppa to get back on her bicycle. Let's try again, he says. Ready, steady, go!
Don't let go of me, Daddy,
Says Peppa. Don't worry, says Daddy Pig. I've got you. Peppa pedals faster and faster. You're doing really well, shouts Daddy Pig. Peppa looks round. Daddy Pig has let go. Ho ho, he cries. You're cycling on your own. Peppa can ride on her own without stabilizers.
Wow!
She goes to find her friends. Look at me, shouts Peppa. I can ride my bike properly. Danny, Susie and Rebecca all cheer. Hooray! Come on, says Peppa. Let's race down the hill again. Danny, Susie and Rebecca ring their bells. Peppa loves riding her bicycle. Everyone loves riding bicycles. The end. Peppa Pig. Peppa gets a vaccination. Mummy Pig was taking Peppa to the doctor for her health check and vaccination. Are we all ready? Said Mummy Pig. Yes, said Peppa. I've got Teddy. And I've got your red book, added Mummy Pig. What's that? Asked Peppa. It's your very own book, said Mummy Pig. It helps doctors see how you're growing up.
Wow!
Hello, Peppa, said Dr. Brown Bear when they arrived. Have you come for your health check and vaccination? Yes, said Peppa. I've brought my red book and Teddy too. Very good, said Dr. Brown Bear. You're seeing Dr. Polar Bear today. Suddenly, a bell rang. Ah, that means she's ready to see you, explained Dr. Brown Bear. Peppa and Mummy Pig walked into the doctor's office. Hello, said Dr. Polar Bear cheerily. Who do we have here? I'm Peppa, said Peppa, and this is Teddy. Lovely, said Dr. Polar Bear. Now, did you bring your red book? Peppa handed her book to Dr. Polar Bear. Excellent, said Dr. Polar Bear. Let's start by seeing how tall you are, said Dr. Polar Bear. She took Peppa over to the measuring stick. Peppa stood up very straight. Wonderfully done, said Dr. Polar Bear. I'm a big girl now, Peppa said proudly. Yes, you are, said Dr. Polar Bear. She got out her pen and wrote Peppa's height in the red book. Now, Peppa, can you hop on these for me, please? Said Dr. Polar Bear, pointing to her weighing scales. Peppa stepped onto the scales. These scales tell us how heavy you are, said Dr. Polar Bear. Ooh, said Peppa. That's good, said Dr. Polar Bear, writing in Peppa's red book again. Now, it's time to use a stethoscope to listen to your heart, said Dr. Polar Bear. What is a stethoscope? Asked Peppa. A stethoscope helps me hear your heartbeat.
Wow.
And the air going in and out of your lungs, said Dr. Polar Bear. I put this bit on your chest and listen through the earpieces. Peppa, said Dr. Polar Bear, would you like to listen to your heart beating? Yes, please, cried Peppa. Dr. Polar Bear put the stethoscope earpieces on Peppa's ears. Said Peppa. It's going bumpy dump, bumpy dump, bumpy dump. Bumpy dump, bumpy dump, bumpy dump. Now it's your turn, Teddy, said Peppa, putting the stethoscope's chest piece on Teddy's chest. Is Teddy's heart going bumpy bump, bumpy dump, bumpy dump? Asked Dr. Polar Bear. No,
said Peppa. Teddy's heart doesn't do that because Teddy is a toy. Oh, I see, said Dr. Polar Bear, smiling. Next, Dr. Polar Bear got out her special doctor's torch.
Wow.
I'm going to look in your ears now, she said. Dr. Polar Bear shone the torch into each of Peppa's ears. said Peppa. That tickles. Dr. Polar Bear checked carefully inside Peppa's ears. That all looks lovely, she said. Now I'll check your mouth, said Dr. Polar Bear. I need you to open wide and say, ah. Dr. Polar Bear opened her mouth and showed Peppa what to do. Like this. Ah. Peppa opened her mouth as wide as it would go and stuck her tongue out. Ah. She yelled very loudly. Wonderful, said Dr. Polar Bear. Do you want to check my nose? asked Peppa. Thank you, Peppa, said Dr. Polar Bear. I can see that your nose is working very well. Everyone laughed. Dr. Polar Bear put lots of ticks in Peppa's red book. Now, it's time for your vaccination, said Dr. Polar Bear. Do you know why we have vaccinations, Peppa? Peppa put her hand up. Yes, they stop us from getting ill, and that helps the people around us too. That's right, said Dr. Polar Bear, impressed. Sometimes vaccinations are given as a little spray in your nose, and sometimes as a tiny pinprick in your arm. Peppa held Teddy as Dr. Polar Bear gave her the vaccination. It was very quick. Well done, Peppa, said Dr. Polar Bear. Would you like a sticker now? Oh, yes, please, squealed Peppa, jumping up. I love stickers. Me too, said Dr. Polar Bear, smiling. Are there any questions you want to ask me before you go, Mummy Pig? said Dr. Polar Bear. No, thank you, Doctor, replied Mummy Pig. I have a question, cried Peppa. Have you had your vaccination, Dr. Polar Bear? Yes, Peppa, said Dr. Polar Bear. Good. Then you can have a sticker too. Peppa loves getting stickers from the doctor. Everyone loves getting stickers from the doctor. The end. Peppa Pig, the naughty tortoise. It is autumn and Tiddles the tortoise is going to sleep for the winter, but Tiddles isn't sleepy. So he has run away and climbed a tree. How are we going to rescue him? asked Peppa. I'll ring the fire brigade, replies Dr. Hamster. Stand clear, shouts Mammy Elephant when the fire engine arrives. She puts the ladder against the tree and Mummy Cow starts to climb up towards Tiddles. Nina, Nina. Mummy Cow reaches the top of the ladder, but Tiddles climbs higher. Come here, you little pickle, calls Mummy Cow. Be careful, Mummy Cow, shouts Mummy Elephant, but Mummy Cow climbs onto a branch and gets stuck. Cows are not very good at climbing trees. Hang on, cries Mummy Elephant. I'm coming up. Mummy Elephant climbs onto a different branch and she gets stuck too. Elephants are not very good at climbing trees either.
What are we going to do now? Asked Peppa. I'll call another rescue service, says Dr. Hamster. Grandad Dog's breakdown truck. Says Grandad Dog when he arrives. How do you get tortoises out of trees? Shall I climb up? Yes, please, replies Dr. Hamster. Grandad Dog climbs up to the first branch in the tree. Oh, says Grandad Dog, I seem to be stuck. Dogs are not very good at climbing trees either. Now what are we going to do? Asked Peppa. We'll have to call the highest rescue service in the land, replies Dr. Hamster. Miss Rabbit arrives in her rescue helicopter. Hello everyone, she calls down. Now let's rescue this tortoise. Miss Rabbit puts her helicopter on autopilot and climbs down the ladder to the tree. Got you, you little rascal, says Miss Rabbit, reaching out and grabbing Tiddles from the top of the tree. Then she carries him safely down to the ground. Thank you for saving my Tiddles, Miss Rabbit, says Dr. Hamster. No problem, replies Miss Rabbit. Then she climbs back up the ladder to rescue Mammy Elephant, Mammy Cow, and Grandad Dog. Thank you for saving us too, they cry. Just doing my job, replies Miss Rabbit. What a naughty tortoise you are, says Dr. Hamster. Tiddles yawns. Oh good, now you're sleepy, says Dr. Hamster. Back in your box you go. Sleep well, Tiddles, cries Peppa. Tiddles has gone to sleep for the winter and will wake again in the springtime. Shh, whispers Peppa. Everyone giggles. Very quietly. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for
Peppa Pig, Doctors to the Rescue. It is a sunny day. Peppa and her friends are playing outside. Pedro Pony shouts. Tiddles the tortoise is stuck in a tree. I can get him down, says Pedro. I'll give the tree a little shake. Pedro shakes the tree. Tiddles falls down and lands on Pedro's nose. Ow, says Pedro. That hurt. Madam Gazelle, Pedro is hurt, says Peppa. Do not worry, says Madame Gazelle. I will call Dr. Brown Bear. Dr. Brown Bear is a doctor who helps children when they are sick or hurt. Dr. Brown Bear answers his phone. I am on my way, he says. Dr. Brown Bear looks at Pedro's nose. You need a bandage, he says. The bandage makes Pedro's nose feel better. Thank you, says Pedro. But now my glasses do not work. Can you fix them? No, says Dr. Brown Bear. You need an eye doctor for that. Madame Gazelle calls Dr. Pony. Dr. Pony is Pedro's dad. He is also an eye doctor. He gives Pedro an eye test. Your glasses are just muddy, says Dr. Pony. He cleans Pedro's glasses. Hooray! Pedro's glasses are fixed. Pedro is feeling better. His glasses work again too. But Tiddles is still not well. We will call the vet, says Madame Gazelle. A vet is a doctor who takes care of pets. Dr. Hamster the vet arrives. Tiddles, you little pickle, she says. What have I told you about climbing in trees? Dr. Hamster flips Tiddles back onto his feet
Now he feels better. Just then, Dr. Elephant arrives. He is a dentist. A dentist is a doctor who looks after teeth. Are everyone's teeth okay? He asks. Yes, say the children. Then I will be on my way, says Dr. Elephant. But Dr. Elephant cannot leave. His car will not start. Who do we call when your car is sick? Asked Peppa. I know who to call, says Madame Gazelle. Madame Gazelle calls Grandad Dog. He knows how to fix cars. Good as new, he says. Hooray! Cheer the children. Grandad Dog is a doctor for cars, said Peppa. Even cars need doctors. All the doctors save the day. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.